What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Celer Network. Now, before I do, um, I'll talk about. I always update the spreadsheet, and I'll also talk quickly about the market. So, as always, I update the spreadsheet. First 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would crush it in this bull cycle. If you put in $100 into each coin when I release the video, and you're still holding those bags, be in profit for 41,100. Adding your $2,600 investment, 43,700. Pretty good. Phantom leads the way. That was a Udemy course I did where I said it'd be the best investment of the year. And that's currently up 228x. I've held all of these at one point or another. Closed positions, I've done all of them in profit, except Grin. Grin was never really achieved what it should in terms of price anyway. And I've reinvested that money into new cryptos. If you want to see the cryptos that I hold, check out copymycrypto.com. I have built this portfolio to maximize gains during this bull cycle. My portfolio has been absolutely killing it constantly. My my biggest holders have been on tears for the last few months, even with all this bloody red day. They're still ridiculously up. And if you want to be a part of those gains and build your wealth in anticipation of an inevitable bear cycle that will be hitting, within the next 6 months or so, then join Copy My Crypto and build your wealth. Right. So Bitcoin. Bitcoin has continued to slide. In fact, I'll get trading view up. Okay. So Bitcoin has started midnight at around 47,200, slid all the way down to about 42,500 and has recovered by about $1,200. Now that 42,000 sort of $800 mark has tended to be a pretty good line of support. So it broke past it and then bounced back up. But the market is bloody, that's for sure. It's September. September in the bull cycle, it dropped. The overall market cap dropped 8%. Previous cycle, I think it dropped for 3% or so. So we could be looking at a double digits drop this month. But fundamentally, it is part and parcel of the dips that occur in September historically. It's just part of the game. There are opportunities when you see these dips. There are opportunities for buying. There are some big cryptos that have dropped really well in market cap. So if you were looking to accumulate, XRP has dropped below $1. Polkadot's dropped below $30. Uniswap's down to $21. You've got some pretty good goddamn cryptos here that have retraced pretty well. So there's real opportunities in terms of the buying. But we'll see how the next 10 days play out. It could continue to retrace a little bit. I don't really think below 40. I don't think Bitcoin drops below 40 grand. It should. And to be honest, when it hits 40, I would think it would bounce back anyway. We're sort of in a, I know everyone hates it, but we're in a shrinkened time frame version of a Wyckoff. If you actually look at the way the current Bitcoin charts over the past 6 weeks, 10 weeks, it's another version of that before spring, I think. Well, we'll see. But it is just a September dip. Right, Celer Network. I like Celer Network. They had a pretty great pump around March, and then they've had another one since then. So it's not that far from all-time high. It's about 50% off, I would say. Yeah, 50% off from its all-time high. Now, Celer Network is actually a really great crypto. So it's not actually its own blockchain. It's a private network that's built on top of other blockchains. So it's effectively an interoperable network. It can be built on top of. It is built on top of Ethereum, I think XDAI, and there's one other off the top of my head, Binance, of course, Binance. So the founding team are MIT and UC Berkeley PhD in computer science holders. You know, they're a good, strong team. The mining algorithm for CELR doesn't require the use of proof of work. Users only need to install the software and keep CELR in the account, and they'll receive income as a reward for providing liquidity. So it's actually a very easy way to boost your income by just simply holding the CELR token in the wallet. Now, if we take a look at CELR, so their whole thing is about the layer 2 scaling that they use. So the network is interoperable. That's the biggest selling point. It's actually one of the first that's used the substrate of Polkadot to build. So it will inevitably, and it always is already part of the Polkadot ecosystem. Again, Polkadot is still so undervalued, like the entire ecosystem is so undervalued. But fundamentally, you got to bear in mind that there's still a lot of work to do with Polkadot. They still need to do their Polkadot specifically need their parachain auctions to begin. But CELR is properly one of the most interesting projects. So it's layer 2, and the big focus is with regards to both DeFi and dApps. Now they're partners, and I quite like the term selected partners, but partners are Polkadot, Anchor, Chainlink, WireMaker, IoTex, Nervos, Starkware, Dfinity, and L4. Now, CELR, they're looking at the founders are confident that in-house solutions will not bring results to future decentralized blockchains. Instead, they propose to solve the problem with their off-chain platform. So it's almost, so their architecture is almost effectively like an oracle because it's an off-chain network. Now, the advantages that the team state are reduced transaction delays, decreased commission for micropayments, zero commission in working off-chain smart contracts, horizontal scaling in joining new nodes, availability of an off-chain model of crypto economics, and an optimal routing algorithm for transactions and support for various blockchains. Now, the biggest selling point, without shadow of a doubt, is the scalability and the fact that it's interoperable and can simply be a network that is built upon all the existing blockchains. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden you start seeing CELR network being built on Solana and Cardano, which would be very, very good to see. Now, in terms of I'm just missing. I didn't miss it. Layer 2 finance. So their layer 2 finance currently only has like 2 million locked, total value locked, which isn't much. You can't argue that it isn't much. However, I do believe that this is going to be one of those one of these platforms that are going to gain a lot in terms of locked value. Now the percentage is not great. You know, best you've got really is 5.4% APY, and that's APY, which, you know, you would like to see a bit more. It's not going to set the world alight in terms of crypto, but obviously it's still 5.4 times more than you can get in a bank. But that product's already up and running. They've got the Celer Bridge now, which can be used to obviously bridge between all the between other blockchains. And in terms, excuse me, of community, very good sized Discord, Telegram, sorry, very good sized Twitter. So I'm not checked out the Discord of mine, but I will do. But in terms of roadmap, what I'm quite looking forward to is here, right? So by the end of this quarter four of Q4, Layer 2 Finance version 2 with cross-chain synthesis. So that is where they're going to be referring to having being able to jump between between all the other blockchains, and interact with smart contracts through the layer 2 finance. That's the plan. Now, if that is successful, that could be very, very, very good. All in, looking strong, really strong. And like I said, they've got a very strong team. They've strategic partners are fairly bloody impressive. If you're looking for big investors, then look no further than Celer. They've got tons of Fortune 500 companies that have been getting in, and for good reason. These companies know that there's going to be success here. Really wish you don't see a unicorn dabbing, mind you, but doesn't scream professionalism. But huge Fortune 500 companies, huge venture capitalist firms that have invested early days in this, because they can see the long-term value of it. Now, if and when Celer is up and running, with it, and the cross-chain synthesis is all sorted, this could absolutely explode. Long term, Celer's without a shadow of a doubt $1 billion crypto. I mean, to be fair, we've still got a good parabolic run of this bull cycle left, so this could still end up quadrupling in value, potentially more, to be fair. But I'd hold steady at around 36 cents. That's about quadrupling. That'll put it on 2 billion. Now, when you realize that, I know there's been a fairly significant market correction in the last 24 hours, but even if you just look a week ago, there was 96 out of the top 100 coins that had over $1 billion market cap valuation. So we've not even hit parabolic stage of the bull cycle. We've not hit the FOMO stage of the bull cycle. And there's still probably a bit of time to go to that. I know Evan keeps banging on, and I have, to be fair, at one point or another said, it'll only be a couple of weeks. But the more I look at it, the more I think we're going to have a longer bull cycle than everyone's been predicting. I don't think we're necessarily going to be done as quickly as even I thought. So there's so much room for something like Celer Network to grow. Some of the altcoins are going to grow even now from this point that they're at, will go 10x, 20x. Celer, I'm not sure if it will. It depends on how they get on with cross-chain synthesis, but it bodes well. Their overall goal is founders envisioned unleashing the full potential of blockchain and revolutionizing dApps with more efficient and productive outputs. If you want to learn even more about Celer Network, you can check out the article on it through Alexandria on CoinMarketCap. I feel fairly confident this is will quadruple in value. To be honest, it might do well more than that. But that, like I say, it depends on cross-chain synthesis and also how Polkadot rolls out. Polkadot's got a fair bit to do, but if Polkadot rolls out like it can, Celer could, and if Polkadot has the best rollout it could in terms of parachains and everything else, Celer Network could be one of the beneficiaries of that. So it could run even more. But down the line, in 5 years or whatever, when it's the next bull cycle after the next halving, you'd be looking at $1 per coin, because there's going to be a number of cryptos that are smashed past the $10 billion mark. Next bull cycle, you'll be looking well over a 10 trillion. You might, and to be fair, it could hit that this year. I don't think it will, but I still think the overall market cap will still break 6 trillion this year, or this bull cycle. So see how it plays out. Right. If you guys are new to crypto, check out Copy My Crypto. This is where I share my portfolio that I've built to maximize gains during this bull cycle. If you're unsure about what you're holding, if you're not confident with what you're holding, or you're not confident about what you're seeing in the markets, then this is something you will want to see, because I release videos talking to you about what I'm holding, why I'm holding it, the huge benefits of these coins, as the constant growth of the portfolio has outmatched the market week in and week out, and my biggest holders have absolutely crushed it. So if you want to make those gains, build that wealth, click on the link and be a part of it. Take care.